Hello friends, Namaskar. I am Pradeep Patil and wishing you all a very happy, healthy and safe life. May this new financial year 2021-22 bring peace, prosperity and progress in your lives. Friends, today we are going to discuss about the verdict of Honorable Supreme Court on loan moratorium issue. Friends, you must be knowing that the Supreme Court of India pronounced verdict on loan moratorium case on 23rd of March 2021 and declined to extend the 6 months loan moratorium period. The apex court said that the waiver of complete interest is not possible as it affects the depositors. However, it was said that any amount collected as compound interest shall be adjusted to the next installment payable instead of refunding the same to the borrower irrespective of the loan amount. On this background, let us take 5 questions. First, what was the loan moratorium case about? To ease the pain of borrowers during the COVID-19 crisis last year, the RBI allowed banks and all other types of lenders to extend a moratorium on term loans. While the moratorium was only a deferral of EMIs and not a waiver, there were demands that banks should also waive off the interest amount during those 6 months. There were also petitions seeking extension of the moratorium beyond 6 months. Question number 2. What was the stance, or you can say viewpoint, of Reserve Bank of India and government on interest waiver demand? RBI and government both maintained that waiving of the interest amount will hurt the banking system. But there was some consensus on waiving of the compound interest. Government had supported the idea of a compound interest waiver. Question number 3. What was Reserve Bank of India and government stance or viewpoint on NPA classification? In a filing to the Supreme Court in October 2020, the Reserve Bank of had said that a failure to lift the interim stay could undermine the central bank's regulatory mandate. The Indian Banks Association, that is IBA2, raised a similar demand, saying the stay has made banks helpless to do proper monitoring of the asset quality. Later in December 2020, the Finance Minister also said that it was finding difficult to make a proper assessment of the recapitalization needs of the PSU banks due to the Supreme Court stay. Question number 4. What is the stance or viewpoint of Supreme Court on other key issues? Honorable Court has rejected pleas for further reliefs over and above the package already offered and prayer for sector-wise reliefs provided by Reserve Bank of India. Also, the court lifted interim stay on banks' asset classification. It had on September 3rd put a stop on the NPA classification to help COVID-hit borrowers, asking banks not to take accounts that were standard as on 31st of August 2020 as non-performing assets. Question number 5. However, banks treating NPA accounts so far? What was the viewpoint? What was the stand of the banks for the asset classification? So after the stay of Honorable Supreme Court, banks were treating bad loan accounts in 2 different ways. First, they accounted for bad loans as real bad loans, showing pro forma gross NPAs while announcing their quarterly financial results. But when it came to the bank's relations with the defaulter customers, the loan continued to be treated as standard. After the latest verdict of Honorable Supreme Court, banks can return to taking the same as non-performing assets. So looking to the sudden lifting of the interim stay on NPA classification by Honorable Supreme Court, we can say that banks have been already reporting pro forma NPAs and making additional provisions. Hence, there will be no major impact on banks with the lifting of interim stay by Honorable Supreme Court. Most banks had already adjusted the amount, so incremental impact on the banking industry would be negligible. So this is all about the verdict given by Honorable Supreme Court on loan moratorium issue. Thank you very much.